Just a lucky guess. Wait till next time. Yeah, so you got it right. Big deal, you got one right. That was way too easy. Everyone knows that. I knew you'd get that one. Which house is made of dry mud? An igloo, a greenhouse, or an adobe hut? Take a crack at this mind-bender. What do you call a dry riverbed? A marsh, an arroyo, a waterfall? This brain tickler is sure to leave you high and dry. What do you call an area with fresh water and plant life? An oasis, a sand dune, or an iceberg? Here's a tough question that's bound to hold you back. Which plant has sharp needles to keep animals from eating it? A daisy, a mango tree, a saguaro cactus? I love this prickly question, but that's because I already know the answer. Which plant is named after its ability to store water? The eucalyptus tree, the barrel cactus, the giant sequoia? Hey, Potley, are you sweating yet? Watch out, you don't want to get rusty. Which tree can only be found in the southwest part of the United States? An apple tree, a palm tree, or a Joshua tree? Nice navigating, but this question's sure to drive you out of your mind. Which plant might prick you if you tried to pick its fruit? An orange tree, a papaya tree, a prickly pear? Are you sharp enough to answer this question? Which animal can survive temperatures of 110 degrees Fahrenheit? An iguana, a penguin, a blue whale? Things are heating up. Check out this killer question. Which animal inflates itself to escape its enemies? A shark, a rhinoceros, or a chuckwalla? If you get this right, don't get a swelled head. Which animal can live off the fat it stores in its tail? A vampire bat, a Gila monster, or a baboon? Hey, Rotley, you should be able to figure this one out. Which insect has a hump on its head? A fly, a grasshopper, or a camel spider? I'll get you with this question, bubblehead. Which insect paralyzes its prey with poison before eating it? A scorpion, a grasshopper, a monarch butterfly? You're stuck here for good. The next question's impossible. Which animal uses heat detectors to find its prey even in total darkness? A vulture, an antelope, or a rattlesnake? I've got you in my sights with this one, Clotley. Which animal uses the burrow of smaller animals as a starting point when it digs a big burrow for itself? A giant squid, a grizzly bear, or a tortoise? Maybe you're too slow to figure this one out, Snotley. Which animal balances itself on its tail as it leaps about on its hind legs? A zebra, a bat, or a kangaroo rat? This question's sure to tip the scales in my favor. Which animal drinks the dew that collects on its body? A beetle, a rhinoceros, a flying fish? Doobie, do you think you can answer this? Which bird is smallest? A swan, an elf owl, an ostrich? Only a bird brain would screw this question up. Which one of these is created when a river wears down rock and land? A mountain, a canyon, a butte? You'd have to sink to new depths to miss this one. Which one of these is a small village made of mud and wood and stone? A township, a hamlet, a pueblo? Now here's a sticky challenge. Which of these people spend their lives moving from place to place? Nomads, tribes, or clans? Don't let your poor mind wander now. Which animal flies highest in the air? A grasshopper, a vulture, or a vampire bat? These questions are easy, but then again, everything's easy for me. Which bird pecks a hole in the side of large plants and trees to build its nest? A hummingbird, a pelican, a woodpecker? Don't bang your head against the wall trying to figure this one out. Which animal sleeps for a long time during the summer to avoid the heat? A ground squirrel, a mosquito, a brown bear? You'll need a nap to get this question right. What do you call a copy of a living plant or animal preserved in rock? Coal, a fossil, or a sculpture? Try this one, Rockley. Which animal has a pale stomach? A frog, a brown bear, or a bald eagle? Answer this and you'll be ready to leap ahead. Which animal knows that a clean nest is a safer nest? A reptile, an amphibian, or a bird? Boy, if you get this wrong, you'll really have egg on your face, Dotley. Which animal can have spots on its wings that look like eyes? A dragonfly, a manta ray, or a butterfly? If you think you're so big, answer this one, Spotley. Which animal can jump 100 times its body length? A kangaroo rat, or a flea? You're bugging me, Rotley. Maybe this one will make you go away. The males of which animal are able to detect a female over 2 miles away? A mosquito, a fly, or a moth? Sorry, Cotley, but I bet this isn't something you know much about. Which animal can sometimes lay 1,500 eggs a day? A queen bee, an ostrich, or a catfish? This one should keep you busy. Which animals live on the nectar produced by flowers? A bee, a potato bug, a ladybug? Maybe this one will get you to buzz off. Which animal only eats other animals? An herbivore, a carnivore, or an omnivore? I wonder if any animals eat robots. While I figure that out, why don't you chew on this one, Notley? Which animal lives in the guts of other animals? A leech, a tick, a tapeworm? It takes guts to answer this question. Which animal sings by rubbing its hind legs over its wings? A gecko, a hummingbird, a grasshopper? Don't get bent out of shape trying to answer this one. Which animal is sometimes called a white ant? A grasshopper, a gypsy moth, or a termite? Chew on this one, Totley. Which animal depends on its tongue for catching prey? An ant, a toad, a turtle? This one is totally easy. Then again, I'm a genius, so everything's easy for me. Which part of the plant keeps it from blowing away? The leaves, the roots, or the stem? Get down and dirty with this question. Which plant is smallest? A mango tree, lichen, or a barrel cactus? You should like this question. It's so easy. Which bright blue flower survives among craggy rocks? The sunflower, the daisy, or the forget-me-not? I had an easy question for you, but I forgot it. Try this one instead. Guess what a huge mass of slowly moving ice and snow is called? An avalanche, a glacier, or a blizzard? This is a nice, easy question to help break the ice. Which flower blooms in cold weather? A sunflower, a daylily, or a snow buttercup? This one's so easy, I'm not even going to tease you first, Putley. Which tree is a pine tree? A prickly pear, an apple tree, or a blue spruce? You can beg me until you're blue in the face, but I still won't open the airlocks unless you answer my question first. Which of the following is a tree? A Douglas fir, a spruce goose, or a pineapple? Timber! You're going down with this question, Sotley. What do you call a huge mass of snow that can move at speeds of over 100 miles per hour? A glacier, an avalanche, or a blizzard? This question's gonna bury you. Which insect was named after a Greek god? The fire ant, the Apollo butterfly, the giant grasshopper? Stuck in an airlock, Rotley? No wonder you're such an airhead. Which animal carries food around in expandable cheek pouches? An elephant, an Apollo butterfly, or a chipmunk? Don't get cheeky with me, Gutley. Just answer the question. Which animal hibernates during the cold winter? The woodpecker, the Gila monster, or the black bear? Bear with me, Drotley. This will all be over soon. Which animal sheds its antlers every year? A mule deer, a rhinoceros, or an elephant? Back again? Boy, you're as stubborn as a mule, aren't you, Plopley? Which animal climbs rocks the best? A giraffe, a rattlesnake, or a goat? You think this is hard? You're just making a mountain out of a molehill. Which animal is an herbivore? A vulture, a crocodile, or a bighorn sheep? Welcome back, Dotley. I've got another tough question for you. Which animal is a carnivore? A wildebeest, a cougar, or a zebra? What's the matter, Plotley? Cat got your tongue? Which mammal can hold its breath underwater for 15 minutes? A zebra, a squirrel, or a beaver? Robots don't breathe, so you can't properly appreciate this animal's accomplishment. Which bird builds its nest on the face of a cliff? The woodpecker, the ostrich, or the golden eagle? Here's a real cliffhanger. What's the world's largest bird of prey? A vulture, an ostrich, or a condor? What's that circling over your head, Motley? Which tree has leaves that change color in autumn? The ponderosa pine, the maple, the blue spruce? I can see your true color, Clotley. It's yellow. Which of the following animals is closely related to the rodent called a squirrel? A vole, an ostrich, or a vulture? You can't squirrel your way out of answering this question. What's a tree line? The highest point trees grow, the lowest point trees grow, the top branch of a tree. You should be able to make a beeline to this answer. Which animal dives into a spiral to escape being eaten by bats? A vulture, a praying mantis, or a moth? Here's a scary question. Which animal has ears on its belly? A termite, a dolphin, a grasshopper? Stand up straight and listen to this question. What do you call a rock indented with a footprint from a woolly mammoth? A track, a dinosaur, a fossil? There's a time limit on this question. You have 100 million years starting now. Which animal has an egg tooth for chipping its way out of its shell when it's ready to hatch? A snake, a tadpole, or a bird? You don't have to be Humpty Dumpty to figure this one out. Which animal starts off life as a tadpole? A caterpillar, a frog, or a turtle? Don't leap to conclusions on this question. What animal is known for its warts? A tadpole, a turtle, or a toad? This is an animal that reminds me of you, Butley. The bite of which animal has been known to spread disease? The rattlesnake, the flea, the shark? Sometimes big things come in small packages. Which animal feeds exclusively on royal jelly? A jellyfish, a king cobra, or a queen bee? If I were an animal, what would I be? I know. Figure this one out. Which animal has a furry body? A whale, an elephant, or a bee? If I give you another question, will you please buzz off? What is a meat-eating animal called? An omnivore, an herbivore, or a carnivore? Here's a question you can really sink your teeth into. Which animal can only eat food in a liquid form? A frog, a spider, a Venus flytrap? How about a nice fly frap, Motley? No? Okay, then try to answer this. Which animal does not need a complex digestive system because it eats the digested food of other animals? A spider monkey, a goat, or a tapeworm? Chew on this one, Gutley. Which part of a plant provides it with water? The stem, the leaves, the roots. Your friend may be rooting for you, Rotley, but I plan to do everything in my power to stop you, starting with this tough question. How do woodpeckers find insects? They keep their eyes open, they peck into wood, they drive to the insect store. You know the drill, Motley. You've got to answer the question before you can get anywhere. Which is created by an underwater volcano? A tropical island, an oasis, or a geyser? I hope this question doesn't make you blow up, Bloatley. Which is alive? An adobe hut, a coral reef, a seashell? Don't run aground on this question. Which plant can grow a foot a day? The giant sequoia, giant kelp, or lichen? You may find yourself in over your head with this question. Which animal lives part of the day underwater? A limpet, an elf owl, or a dolphin? Welcome to my world. Now get to work. Which of the following is microscopic in size? A baobab tree, an elf owl, or plankton? Look, it's a yellow-bellied bottom feeder. Oh, it's only you, Rotley. Which of these eats animals? An antelope, an acacia tree, a sea anemone? This species of question could easily fit in the empty space located between Botley's ears. Which animal poisons its prey? A vulture, a jellyfish, or an orangutan? You're so spineless, Gutley. All you have to do is answer a few measly questions. Which animal cannot fly? The flying fish, the elf owl, or the golden eagle? What a waste. I have tons of difficult questions to ask you, but you only get one at a time. Which animal becomes cat food? The chipmunk, the chuckwalla, or the mackerel? Don't worry, Potley. You could learn to be happy living in an airlock. Which animal eats a lot of fish? A scorpion, a tree frog, or a cod? Here's another fishy question. Which is a reptile? A manta ray, a sea turtle, a sea lion? Put on your thinking cap, Botley. You may have to take off your dunce cap first. Which is a mammal? A starfish, an octopus, or a killer whale? Back again, huh? Well, here's a question about an animal I've always wanted as a pet. My dad said no, but if I keep asking him, I bet I can wear him down. What's the largest animal ever to live on Earth? Tyrannosaurus rex, the African elephant, or the blue whale? Don't be blue, Potley. I've got a million more brain teasers for you. Which animal is a relative of the clam and the oyster? The octopus, the lobster, or the shrimp? Don't worry, I came armed with a lot of questions. Which of the following swims backwards? A hummingbird, a dolphin, or a prawn? Backwards talk, should I? Question is here. Which swims by flapping its giant wings? A flying squirrel, a flying fish, or a manta ray? I hope this question provides you with a ray of hope in your dark little airlock. Which bird is least noisy? A woodpecker, a pelican, or a seagull? He yells at sea swells by the seashore. Which animal stays warm thanks to a layer of fat called blubber? A pelican, a seal, or a polar bear? Hey, Blubbly, you should have no trouble with this question. Which animal wraps itself in seaweed before it goes to sleep? A killer whale, a manta ray, or a sea otter? You can run, but you cannot hide from my brain-busting questions. What's a tsunami? A fish, a whirlpool, or a tidal wave? I'd like to just wave you through, Potley, but I have to ask you this question first. What do you call a rock in the shape of an ancient snail shell? A fossil, a mollusk, or a shellfish? You could think for a million years, but you'll still never get this question right. Which of the following is not a reptile? A snake, an eel, or an iguana? Here's a really slippery question. What kind of animal can migrate from the North Pole to the South Pole and back again? A deer, a bear, or a bird? You two are birds of a feather. Both of you are stuck in an airlock. An animal that eats other animals is called what? An omnivore, a carnivore, or an herbivore? I know you must be getting hungry, so we'll get this over with quickly. Which worm can grow to be 100 feet? An earthworm, a tapeworm, or a leech? Hey, Dripply, here's a question to haunt your nightmares. What part of a plant keeps it in place? The stem, the roots, or the leaves? You're not going anywhere until you answer this one. The cries of which animal can be heard a mile away? A mule, a howler monkey, a linsang? Don't scowl, Potley. This'll be over soon. Which animal doesn't know how to fly? A flying squirrel, a hummingbird, or a seagull? These questions are obviously too easy. I'll have to make them tougher. Which animal has suction cups on its feet for climbing trees? A flying fish, a zebra, a tree frog? Try this one, sucker. Which animal is brightly colored to warn predators not to eat it? A tortoise, a cheetah, or a poison arrow frog? Rotley, I'm so bored of you I could croak. Which of the following affects the temperature on the ground? Tall trees blocking the sun, mushrooms giving off heat, body heat from grasshoppers. Let me turn up the heat in here and start asking really tough questions. Which of the following grows on trees? Coral, plankton, or moss? Hey, Butley, I bet you wish brains grew on trees. You sure could use them. Which animal cannot really fly? A flying gecko, a hummingbird, a parrot? I could glide right through this easy question. Which animal is orange? A tree frog, a flying squirrel, or an orangutan? Orange, you ever gonna give up? Which animal produces males that are more beautiful than the females? A chipmunk, a flying gecko, a peacock? I could answer this without ruffling a feather. Which weapon is used by hunters because it is silent? A shotgun, a bow and arrow, a blowpipe? Don't blow it, Butley. Which is the pointy end of a leaf that helps channel rainwater to the plant's roots? A drip tip, a stem, or a rib? If you get this wrong, you'll wind up in the gutter. Which bird has a multicolored beak? A seagull, a toucan, or a parrot? You better be feeling lucky. Which plant climbs up a tree to reach the sunlight at the top? A daisy, a liana vine, sea kelp? You might climb through this maze forever and still never see the light of day. Which plant completely covers a tree and eventually kills it? Moss, lichen, or a strangler fig? Try to get a grip on this one. Which tree produces thanks to squirrels who like to bury its tasty nuts? A palm tree, a Brazil nut tree, a spruce? You might call this a forget-me-nut. Which lazy animal hangs motionless in trees for 18 hours a day? A chimpanzee, a flying squirrel, or a sloth? Don't get lazy. I'm making the questions much harder now. Which animal provides fishermen with fishing line? A sea otter, a manta ray, or an orb-weaving spider? There's something fishy about the next question. Which animal squeezes its prey to death? A chimpanzee, a brown bear, or a boa constrictor? This one could leave you short of breath. Which animal uses its long arms to swing from tree branch to tree branch? A spider monkey, a flying squirrel, or a sloth? Meet Polly, you pain. In the neck, that is. Which insect looks like a plant? A black widow spider, a walking stick, or a cockroach? I certainly hope I'm bugging you with all these questions. Which animal can see colors very clearly? A bat, a butterfly, or a prairie dog? No rush with this one, Rotley. Take time to smell the roses. Which type of animal sometimes has bright wings to advertise how bad it tastes? A parrot, a grasshopper, or a moth? Maybe this animal should just wear golf clothes, huh, Motley? Which animal is also known as a locust? A butterfly, a moth, a grasshopper? If you can't answer this, then a pox on you. Which insect is considered to be the greatest builder? A bumblebee, a caddisfly, or a termite? Don't let this one eat away at you. What do you call a rock copy of a prehistoric insect? A fossil, flint, or amber? Try this one, blockhead. Which of the following is not a reptile? A snake, an eel, or an iguana? This one is kind of slippery. When the days become longer, a hormone reacts to sunlight and tells which animal to build a nest. A snake, a seal, or a bird? Hurry up, don't take all day to answer this one. Which animal has a pale stomach? A frog, a brown bear, or a bald eagle? What's the matter, Sotley? You look a little pale. Are you scared you won't be able to answer this one? Which animal has a long, sticky tongue? A cheetah, a python, or a toad? Don't let this one fly by you. Monkeys can spend many hours grooming each other trying to find what? Worms, fleas, or a bald spot. I'm itching to just end this game here and now. Which bee is the most important bee in the hive? A king bee, the queen bee, the worker bee. Clearly, bees know which gender is the best. Which animal communicates by dancing? A bear, a prairie dog, or a bee? Some animals are dancing fools. Unfortunately, you're just a fool, Gutley. Which animal is the opposite of a herbivore? An omnivore, a vegetarian, or a carnivore? While you figure this out, I'm going to grab a burger. Which animal is not an insect? A spider, a moth, or an ant? This one ought to get the cobwebs out of your brain, Notley. Which animal has a sucker on its head? A clam, an antelope, a tapeworm? This animal reminds me of you, Snotley. Which helps support a tree's weight? The leaves, the nests, the roots. Do you think you can get to the bottom of this puzzler? Which bird nests underground? A sparrow, a vulture, a burrowing owl. You need to be wise to answer this one. Which plant easily grows back after a fire? A banana palm, an oak tree, or grass? This question will quickly cut you down to size, Motley. Which animal is a relative of mice and rats? A tsetse fly, a prairie dog, or a bison? Stop hounding me, Potley. Here's another question. What's a period of little or no rain called? A monsoon, a dust bowl, a drought? I doubt you can answer this one. What is the largest food crop in the world? Corn, wheat, or barley? I'll mow you down with this one. What tree stores water in its fat trunk? The bamboo tree, the palm tree, the baobab tree? Do you have any brains stored in that fat head of yours, Rotley? Which animal is preyed upon by birds? The gazelle, the eagle, the grasshopper? Would anyone care for an easy question? Oh, too bad. It seems I've run out. Which tree is shaped like an umbrella because of strong winds and nibbling giraffes? A cactus, a palm tree, an acacia tree? Don't let this one blow you away. Which animal is cleaned by small birds? An iguana, a sea anemone, or a rhinoceros? This one ought to give you a charge. Which animal has a tongue that is 1.5 feet long? A gecko, a giraffe, a boa constrictor? This question might be beyond your reach. Which animal can jump the highest? A grasshopper, an impala, or a flying fish? I hate to spring this one on you, but which animal leaves large footprints that hold water that other animals drink? A kangaroo rat, an elephant, an orangutan? Hey, Dumbo, figure this one out. Which large cat likes to spend time in groups called prides? A lion, a cougar, or a leopard? I'm not lying when I say this question's sure to stump you. Which striped animal can travel in herds as large as 1,000? A beaver, a mountain goat, or a zebra? You're just galloping through these, aren't you? Well, this ought to rein you in a bit. Which animal looks like it has the head of a buffalo and the rear end of a horse? A wildebeest, a seagull, or a tapeworm? I'm in a beastly mood today. That's why I ask such tough questions. Guess which bird can't fly? A hummingbird, a flying squirrel, or an ostrich? Don't just stick your head in the sand. Stand up and face the question. Which animal is smallest? The pygmy antelope, the hippopotamus, the lion? Here's a pick-me-up. Which animal is known for its laugh? The clam, the chimpanzee, or the hyena? Well, I've run out of questions. Just go on through. Only kidding. Which of these is created by people to grow food? A farm, a meadow, a pasture? Oh, Dotley, you're such a hayseed. You crack me up. Pound for pound, which of these eats the most food? Prairie dogs, grazing cattle, grazing sheep? Okay, here's something for you to chew on. Which animal lives underground? A flying fish, a golden eagle, a ground squirrel? I hope you appreciate how much effort is going into asking you these difficult questions. Which colorful animal displays the dull underside of its wings when it lands? A butterfly, a sparrow, a bat? You can butter me up all you want, but you still have to answer my questions to get out of here. Which animal is dusty to the touch? A rattlesnake, a termite, a moth? What's the matter, Motley? You getting rusty? Which insect queen lives to be 50 years old and lays an egg every 2 seconds? a bee, a termite, or a cobra? This question is mighty hard. What do you call a rock that holds an image of prehistoric bird feathers? A replica, a fossil, a dinosaur? This question was millions of years in the making. Which animal needs hollow bones in order to move about? An elephant, a spider, a bird? Rotley, you're such a lightweight. But see if you can answer this. Which animal is moist, slimy, and jumps? A toad, a frog, or a grasshopper? Don't jump to conclusions on this question. Which animal is dry, warty, and walks? A toad, a frog, or a grasshopper? You've got to take this question warts and all. Birds sit on the back of large grazing animals and look for what tasty morsel? A flea, a worm, or a snail? Listen, Grotley, because I won't get off your back till you answer this. In any beehive, there can only be one of which? The worker bee, the drone, or the queen bee? I really identify with the animal in this question. See if you can figure out which. Which animal accidentally collects pollen from flowers with the hairs on its legs? A grasshopper, a hummingbird, a bee? This question ought to keep you busy for a while. An omnivore is a combination of an herbivore and a what? A plant eater, a carnivore, or a parasite? These animals like a little salad with their steak. An arachnophobe is afraid of which animal? A lion, a spider, or a cockroach? I think you're a polyophobe, as you should be, Rotley. Which worm lives inside the body of a large animal? An earthworm, a leech, or a tapeworm? Don't try to worm your way out of this one, Dotley. Which part of the plant contributes most to preventing soil erosion? The leaves, the roots, or the stems? Ground control to Butley. Try to answer this one. Which animal finds the bodies of dead animals and feeds off them? A vulture, a bald eagle, or a hummingbird? Nothing like a nice roadkill sandwich, huh, Rotley? Oh, so close, but not right. Ha! Too bad. Sorry, but that's wrong. You're out of there. No, too bad. Nice guess, but wrong. Oh, so sorry.